Okay, so we're gonna talk like how we can score in CPs, the cycle test with your SRM. So these are the tips from someone who has been there for 4 years, and these are the things if someone would have told me the day I start giving my CTs during my initial years, I would have scored much better. I would have scored much higher CGPA. Like, you must all have given your IIT examinations. So once you're done, you realize that there were few things if someone would have told you, you would have performed better. So yeah, this is the step, or this is the phase where we're gonna do that. I'm gonna tell you the tips and tricks, the insights, how the papers are evaluated, what are the strategies that you can use to score higher, what are the resources that you can use to prepare for your cycle test. So let's begin. Okay. So quick breakdown, you'll have three exams, you'll have three CTs, okay? So there will be total four CTs. The examination would be of three CTs, mainly CT1, CT2, CT3, and then CT4, okay? So this is four, let me correct it. So CT4 will be your assignment CT. You'll get some assignment which you have to do that will depend on your faculty, on your subject. It will be different for everyone. CT1 would be of 10 marks, CT2 would be of 15, CT3 would be of 15, then again CT4 would be of 10 marks. Total your internal would be 50 marks. Now, let's say if your subject is a pure theory subject, then same as above, if you have, you will have this division. If your subject is a lab subject, then suppose you're going to labs as well alongside your theory classes, then it would be divided into 25 plus 25. 25 for your lab experiments, 25 for your written CTs. And how do we know that our course is lab or theory? Go to your portal, log into your account in your SRM portal, go to My Timetable, check your course code. If your course code ends with J, then it's a lab course. If it ends with T, then it's a pure theory course. Now, okay, so now we're going to talk about how evaluation is done for your papers. Firstly, paper is not set by your faculty. It is set by some faculty, but it's not sure that your faculty is setting the paper. It's decided by the academic head. So someone, I don't forgot the name, but there is examination head which decides which faculty is going to set. And generally there are 4 to 5 papers set, out of which they are selected which paper to be given. So don't expect that your faculty is setting, and don't blame your faculty that he or she has set the paper. Then high chances that your paper is evaluated by some other sections. So what happens is most of the times your batch papers are exchanged with some other faculty, and your faculty gets some other batch sections. This is done to make sure the evaluation is stricter. This doesn't happen every time, but yeah, you will face this at least once in your semester for each subject, at least once, or maybe for everything. It depends on semester. We had sometimes for every paper, sometimes we didn't have. So that purely depends on what the department has decided. Next, answer key is the only guaranteed way to increase your marks. Yes. So for every exam that you give, every CT that you give, an answer key is prepared by the faculty who has set the paper. So that key is given to you by your faculty after your paper is completed. So you have to go through your go to the answer key, and irrespective of what faculty thinks, irrespective of what you think, irrespective of what you have written, whether right or wrong, the evaluation will be done based upon answer key. So that's only way for you to argue for your marks, or to increase your marks, or to decrease your marks. It's purely based on answer key. That's the only way, that's the only guaranteed way you can increase your marks. There may be other ways, like the faculty understands what you have written. It's the same meaning but different way of expressing it. That purely depends on faculty. But if you want that, no, I don't want to take any chances, then purely answer key is the only way that you can increase your marks. If it matches what you have written, then you'll get marks for sure. That's the thing. So always look for the answer key of your paper, of your set. Most important thing. Next, don't cheat. Yeah. So what happens is, if you're caught, all your CTs will be marked 0. Let's say, suppose if you're caught in, let's say you're caught in operating systems. and then you would be having computer networks, you would be having DBMS, whatever subjects that you have that semester, all will be marked zero, whether you have given the exam, whether you have not given the exam, whatever it is, the entire CT you'll be marked zeros for all the subjects. Next, and maybe you'll get an arrear because you have to clear internal 50, you have to pass in 50 internal and then external 50. It's not passing out of 100, so you have to clear this as well. Okay, this is very important for you to get overall passing criteria. But if you fail in internal, then very high chances that you get an arrear. So many companies always look that in finally that you never had an arrear. Not all, but some, yeah. Then if you're caught with cell phones, your search history will be checked, your WhatsApp will be checked. And if you're caught in CTs twice, let's say you're caught once, then all will be marked zero. This was the case when we were there. And if you're caught first time in semester, don't even think of second time. If you're caught even first time in semester, then you will be suspended. Ultimately, entire semester failure will be there. In this cases, SRM, like, they'll forgive you for anything else. They'll understand that you're new, but if you are caught in this, then I don't think there's a way out there. They'll ultimately suspend you for at least a month or a two or more than that. Okay. Now let's talk about what matters really in each city. Okay. So you must have experienced this in school that there are various factors apart from just what you're writing on the paper that you get your marks. So firstly, talking about paper toughness. So how much it matters how tough your paper was or how tough your set was compared to the other set. So generally you have more than one set during your CTs. Your neighbors would have different set, you would have different set. So as per my experience, and if you ask anyone else also, in CT1 and CT2, doesn't matter what the paper and how the paper is set, how tough it is, it doesn't really matter. Okay. It matters most in CT3 because in CT3, it's then that there are people who have performed very low in CT1 and CT2. So mostly it happens that the paper is not that tough, or even if it's tough, the correction is not that tough as it is in CT1 and CT2. Going to answer key. In CT1 and CT2, answer key, which is given by the faculty or the faculty department head, whoever has given you the answer key in your class before getting your corrected answer sheets. It's the only way, or it's the only guaranteed way that you can increase your marks. If what you have written, let's say XYZ, whatever you have written, if it's same in the answer key, if it matches, then you're bound to get marks. No one can stop you from that. That's the only rule in SRM. In CT3, answer key doesn't matter as much as it matters in CT1 and CT2 because then in CT3 the faculty knows you, the faculty understands the class well by the time CT3 comes. Also, it's ending of the semester, so they are a little bit lenient when it comes to CT3. They'll give you marks, but yeah, it depends on the next factor which I'm talking. It's relation with the faculty. In CT1, you just start, the faculty doesn't know you, you don't know the faculty, so the relation with faculty hardly matters. In CT2, it matters a little bit. In CT3, it matters the most. Always remember this. It's very, very important to have good relations with your faculty. You have to respect them, you have to obey them, you have to submit timely. There might be a case that you might be an overachiever, you know everything, and there is another student who listens to the faculty, who's always in touch with the faculty, who talks with faculty, who leads to the conversation often in the class. Probably you'll see that he might get 1 or 2 marks extra just because how he maintained a relation with the faculty and what exposure he got, which you didn't. Because the semesters are very short. There are 60 students in class. Each faculty takes almost 4 to 5 classes a semester, 4 to 5 batches every semester. So if you want to stand out, you have to talk to the faculty, and there are just 10% of students who do that. Next, your answer. It'll matter always, almost it's obvious. But again, CD1, CD2, there is no escape. CD3, you can go a little bit lenient. The faculty goes lenient. Yeah. So again, one, then two, and then back to three. So these two are, you have to give your best. Three, okay, you can expect that even if you go a little bit wrong, the faculty handles it because they just want to make sure that your internal marks are balanced. Okay. So yeah, what the resources, we're going to talk about resources. So yeah, what matters is previous year question papers, then answer keys of those question papers, and then class important mark questions. So most of the faculties, not all, give important questions, or when they are explaining in classes, they tell you this is important, this is not. So always try to note that down. And if you have missed that, then ask someone who's a nerd in class who has written that, and then take from that. If no one has written from your class, then go, then it's always that every faculty is different for each batch. So try asking your friends who are in different batches for important questions by their faculty. So previous year questions. Now, how to get this if you don't get from any of your friends or your faculty, we'll discuss next. Quickly know your faculty type before your CT1, like before your CT1 ends. So let CT1 happen, you have to know how your faculty is, whatever faculty you have for that subject. So type 1 is cares about answer key only and your answers. So or cares about how relationship you have, how well you listen to the class, and then again what you have written on the paper. Type 3 is purely answer key based, like doesn't care how you are in class or doesn't care about what answer you have written or what different methodology you have obtained to get those answers. Strictly correct based on answer key. These types of teachers are very rare, but you will definitely come across them every semester in some subject or the other. Mostly they are very senior teachers. And then, sorry, I forgot to strike this, ignore. Then we have type 4. These teachers are those who consider their own notes, the examples that they give in class, and then again your answers. So based on the faculty type also, based on knowing your faculty, which you should finish before your CT1 by talking more about them, by knowing more about them, and then write your answers accordingly or go for verification of your answers for increasing your marks based on that and behave accordingly. Now let's talk about steps. First one is know your faculty and syllabus. Sometimes happens that due to time constraints, let's say you have 100 pages in a syllabus and it's informed that up to page number, let's say 74 only you have syllabus and you're not aware and you stress about the last 25 pages, although they are not is there in your syllabus for current city. So always try to know what syllabus you are having. Generally, there are 5 units. For city one, you would have first unit. For city two, you would have second and third unit. For city three, you would have fourth and fifth unit. Now, never skip last topics of PPT. They are offering a last question. Yes. So in most of the 12 mark question or 10 mark question, there is an or type of question, like you'll have to choose between two questions to answer. And generally the last question which they gave in optional is generally from the last topics of the PPT. So most of the students start from the beginning and they miss out on the end topics due to time constraints. Most of you start preparing just a day before. So always, even if you skip something from starting, that's okay, but never skip the topics which are at the end because there's a high chances that they'll give you one question from there because they have to cover the entire PPT. So they also start from the beginning, like how you do for preparation, and then in mid they realize that we have to keep one answer for option also. So there is 17A and 17B. So generally happens the B part is always from the last of the PPT. So always never skip the last. Maybe you can skip something in middle, maybe you can skip something in the start, but never skip something in the last, which is there in the PPT. Some important topic will be asked. Then yeah, gather previous year questions, gather answer keys, gather notes. Priority order would be previous year questions, then class notes. Yeah, because class notes is by your faculty. Your faculty is one. There are thousands of faculties in SRM, but what will be followed is previous year questions and answer keys. Finish first previous year questions and answers, please be in a safe position and then go for class notes or other resources that you feel right for your examinations. Next, choose the strategy type based on time. This we'll discuss in the next slide. Based on what time you have, maybe you have an 1 hour before exam, maybe you have one day before exam, maybe you have one week before exam. This we'll discuss in the next slide. Then always be part of minimum of 3-4 batches. Now, what does this mean? Maybe you're in C1 batch. Okay, you are in C1 batch. You are in XYZ batch. If you're in a hostel, if you're living in somewhere else, if you're living in as in other flats or somewhere, try making friends from other batches always, and try to be part of their WhatsApp groups, the unofficial WhatsApp group. So generally different, sometimes due to lot of work, faculties miss out on important PPT. Sometimes just before exam, you'll get the PPT. Sometimes faculties time constraints or faculty forgets to give you the PPT just before the exam. So always try to be part of different batches other than your batch, so that you'll never miss out on resources. You'll have a variety of opinions from different faculties, which will help you to score better. That's the thing. Next, stay confident. See, every year there are thousands of students who give the paper. We were there at your place. We passed out. SRM supports you. So stay confident. Don't think that you're the only one facing it. There are people who are facing along with you. There are people who have faced before you who had similar caliber. So stay confident. Okay. So coming to the most important part of our video, which is 5 strategy types based on time you have. So this is very crucial, very crucial. Often people miss out on this and panic and then always mess up their paper. Strategy number one, when you just have an hour or two just before the paper, maybe your exam is at after lunch, maybe at 1 p.m. or 12:30, and it's 9 a.m. in the morning, and you just have 3 hours, maybe 2 hours, maybe 1 hour. You woke up late, you slept late, you went out, you went to watch a movie, whatever it is. You know who is the one in your class who for sure has prepared, who is a consistent student. Call him and ask, because they have gone through the PPT, they know what topics are easy. Ask them, note them down, and revise them only. Don't go randomly, don't go for any topic, don't waste your time. Call your friend who has prepared, ask him what topics he found easy and revise them, because that's the only thing that you can do. And if still you got time, then go for previous year questions. Let's say you have one day before, that's a night before exam. You have exam tomorrow morning, and you got let's say your exam is on Tuesday and it's Monday evening, you have come from your class. Then always finish previous year questions first. Don't read the PPT, don't read the notes. Always from somewhere, spend 1 hour, doesn't matter, but that will save you 10 hours from finding invalid resources. First find previous year questions, finish them, and then go for important given by your FA or by some other FAs. So you'll cover almost 60% of your paper by doing this, or more, or at least minimum of 60% of your paper. Then memorize formulas and syntax. Let's say there is a topic which have, let's say, 4 to 5 pages on a PPT, but there isn't just one or two formulas in that 4 or 5 pages. Memorize that, because that shows that you have read the paper. So, or never give up on, maybe you can give up on theory, because that you can make up. You have attended the class, you have heard something, you can write down, but never miss out on formulas and syntax. Then next is odd even answering. Now this I have discussed in the next part as well, but I'll tell you here. Odd even answering is whenever you are answering the paper, never answer all the questions you know first, or never answer all the questions you don't know at last. Always try to make a combination. Let's say 5 questions are there, you know perfectly 2 questions, you don't know 3 questions. Out of those three, you know 2 questions very well, you don't know 1 question at all. First, answer the question you know, just 1 question, then answer the question you know half, like 50-50, then answer 1 question you perfectly know. So when the examiner correct this, they'll gain a confidence when they're correcting. Okay, the first answer was written really well. The second answer he went a little down. Okay, that's okay. Then he'll move to third answer. He'll gain the confidence back. So by the first 3 answers, you have convinced the examiner that you have prepared for the exam. So he'll be on a lighter note. He has made up his mind what type of student you are. So when he's correcting the last 2 questions, which you have written not so well, he won't be that attentive, he won't be that stricter as he would have been if you have written those questions in the beginning of the paper or at the end of the paper. So you have to try to make sure that you adjust your answers which you don't know or you partly know between the two answers that you know perfectly well. So you have to index them accordingly. Next, if you have 7 days, then if someone who's preparing 7 days before, probably they don't need this video at all. You have to prepare YT videos, you have to prepare from class notes, you have to prepare from previous year questions, and you have to practice different questions from Geeks for Geeks or from different sources that you have, which I'll mention in the next slide. If you have greater than 7 days, then prepare from everywhere and revise. That's the basic idea. Prepare from everything and everywhere, but don't miss out on, like, if I'm talking about this person, then he shouldn't miss out on this, and this. If I'm talking about 7 days guy, then he shouldn't forget about what I have mentioned for 1 day and 1 hour. Yeah, so that's the following. The more time you get, the resources you add. And if you're someone that you are entering just before the exam, then just tell yourself that ek city se kya hoga, and then just move on. Give whatever you have, write whatever you know, don't leave any answers, don't write any wrong answers. Don't give a bad impression because you can cover up next city. But if you give bad impression in this city, then probably if you even prepare well next city, your answer wouldn't be given that attention if you would haven't created a mess in this particular city. Okay, quickly how to get previous year questions, resources, and YT links. This is very important. I suggest that you do this just when your semester starts. Don't wait for every CT, don't wait for getting PPTs. Try gathering the resources just before your semester starts, that so that you're a step ahead from your classmates and everyone. So always try gathering the resources during your vacations or during the semester beginning or just before CT1 completes. You should have all the resources in your hand, all the links, all the resources that I'm going to mention. So firstly is previous year questions. So from whom you can get previous year questions? If you know the seniors, then you can get from them. If you can spend some, if you can team up with your classmates, you can take a membership of StudyDoc or Scribe, then you will find almost every document on StudyDoc and Scribe of SRM, which is uploaded with some or the other student. There is also some website called College Doc, which is also premium website. So yeah, here you will get, but you have to pay or you have to upload documents to get documents. So you can go through this, but this is a really waste of time. It takes a lot of time to do this. If you want to spend, you'll get it immediately, or just contribute with your friends. Then there is another website called SRM Adda website. This was very much used in the beginning by us as well. So you can go to this website as well. But most recommended one is the official website, which has the previous year questions, previous year semester papers as well, which can be downloaded and accessed from, as far as I remember, it can be accessed only from library. It's called D-Space. If you ask the faculty, they'll tell you it is D-Space. It can be accessed from only SRM Wi-Fi. If you leave SRM campus, if you go out, then you cannot access this website. And in SRM Wi-Fi also not from the classrooms, it is accessed only from library. So just ask with your faculty or just tell your request your faculty to download and give you, they can give you the papers. And this is given by SRM only for students. Then you have YT resources. There is a YouTube channel called Last Moment Tuitions. What they do is very complex topics, almost every topic, they make it very concise. Mostly it's in Hindi, and they make very short videos for important algorithms, for important theory subjects. As the name suggests, last moment tuition. So if you are in a hurry, if you are a 1 hour, 1 day, or even 7 day, then you should definitely check out this last moment tuitions. For theory subjects, highly recommended Gate Smashers, operating systems, computer networks, DBMS, Gate Smashers. The guy who is there, he explains very well. There are very long playlists. Every topic is divided in different videos, so you can definitely go for Gate Smashers. And for programming, highly recommended. Go for Abdul Bari Udemy course. It is only 499. If you do this, then you'll never regret when your placement starts. This guy is the gem. I like whatever resources, be it be it Striver, be it Sheets, or be it Love Bubber, or be it Apna College, or be it PW, whatever it is, they are nothing in front of this guy. If you're someone who just want to make sure that you have the best teacher who will explain you everything from scratch, then you should definitely buy this 499 course of Abdul Bari from Udemy. There are two courses. One is mastering C and C++, and the other is data structures and algorithms. It's highly suggested that if you want to crack placements in SRM at any cost, you should take those two courses. It will cost you only 1,000 rupees only, but highly recommended, and you should definitely finish this in your first year itself if you want to crack a marquee placement, which is marquee is about 20 lakhs. If you want to crack, we did this mistake, you don't do it. Irrespective of what you don't get time in your classes or what, you should finish this at any cost in your first year, max to max, because second year is very busy. You don't even get time to look out of your window. First year, you should finish, or even if you're watching in third year, if you're watching in second year, whatever time you're watching, finish this. It's never too late. Always finish this. This is the one thing I regretted the most, and every student regretted of not knowing and not doing it. So finish this at any cost. First, you should do is C++ programming by Abdul Bari on Udemy, and then you should buy Mastering Data Structures and Algorithms by Abdul Bari on Udemy. On every alternate day, the price goes 499. If generally it is showed 3,000, but on every alternate day, it will shows 499. So just keep checking. At least 3 to 4 times a week, the price becomes 499 by that time only. Next, you have PPT memorization tricks. How generally for every subject you'll get a PPT by your faculty. Always follow odd even rule. Okay, so this is most useful thing. Note down all the topics. Let's say you have 10 topics. Note down from 1 to 10. Then put the name. Let's say first topic is introduction. Second topic is about different types of buses. Third is about different types of wires. So mention the topics, give them numbers. First, finish all even numbered topics. Let's say finish topic number 2, topic number 4, topic number 6, topic number 8. Then finish odd number topics as much as you can, as much you can, depend upon your time. So why to do this and not to follow a sequential way of memorization is because this increases the probability of you covering most of the resources and increases the probability of you answering the question in the paper, because when you cover in this manner, then the questions which will be asked, there are high chances that it comes from what you have prepared. And generally, the topics are linked. So if you prepared topic number 4, it is highly connected to topic number 3 and topic number 5. So even if 3 comes or 5 comes, there are high chances that you are able to answer just because you have prepared the topic which is in between them. So generally, SRM PPTs are prepared in a way that topic number 2 starting part is connected with topic number 3, and topic number 4's ending part is connected with the next topic, so that students have a brief revision when they come for next class. So yeah, so always follow this trick, odd even rule. It will do wonders every time. It doesn't matter what subject it is. Paper writing strategy. Paper writing strategy is very important. I told this before also. So first, you get the paper, read all the questions. So if it's an MCQ, then you just have to give your MCQ answers and then you have to give it back. But when answering theoretical questions, then what you have to do is you have to categorize into 4 parts: P1, P2, P3, P4. Just mentally, you don't have to write, or maybe you can write at the end of your paper also. P1 set of questions will be the questions you know more than us. Let's say they have asked about what is bus, and then you also know what is bus. You know types of bus. You know different features of each bus. Or maybe they have asked about 2 types of bus. You know all types of buses. The hierarchy, you know, the diagram, you know. So these are all when you know what is asked, you know more than what's asked. P2 is you know just enough, like what is asked, you know that much, or you know 50-50, like you know something, you don't know something about the question, you know first part, you don't know the second part, or vice versa. P3 is you don't know at all, but aware of the related topic. As I said earlier, you know topic number 4, but they have asked from topic number 3 or topic number 5, and they are related to each other. P4 is no, you don't have clue what I've asked, you don't remember what they have asked, or you have not studied the topic at all. The rule is never answer all questions of single category sequentially. Never answer all P1 questions together. Never answer all P2 questions together. This creates a bad impression because if you answer all P1 questions together, then obviously they won't be in order, and the faculty will correct those questions. Maybe he'll give you marks, and when he starts correcting these questions, he'll drastically reduce your marks because he'll understand, okay, you have answered, you have used a very common technique of answering the questions you know first, and then at the end you'll get very less marks here. So always try, the trick is always try placing P4 and P3 between two P1s or one P1 and one P2. So it's just an example, but the thing is you have to make sure that you place this category and this category, the category where you don't know the answer at all, or the category where you know answer partially, between the answers you know completely. So what happens is when he's evaluating your paper, let's say these are the first three sheets. Here you have written the P1 type of question, you know very well. So it creates an impression. Here he goes, maybe you have written a question, you know, partially. So the tension is little bit lowered, but then again you have written something, you have written 50-50, so again he'll be attentive. Then again you write a question which you know very perfectly. Again the confidence is increased. So again the last two questions, the invigilator or the faculty who's correcting your question won't be that attentive because till here you have convinced the faculty that you have prepared for the exam, you have read, and so they'll hurriedly finish these two, and there are high chances. Obviously, you lose marks here, but not as much as you would if you would have placed these two questions before, or maybe answered them at the last, and even this question you would have answered that last. So always try placing the questions which you don't know or which you know partially between two questions which you know completely. Yeah, so this is end of it. Thank you for watching this. Please like, share, and subscribe in your class in different groups so that it'll motivate us to prepare more of such videos. And we are planning to bring fast revision, fast revision PPTs. So whatever PPTs that you'll get will completely make you understand and revise that in probably less than an hour. So we'll do a fast revision so that you can understand all the topics in a very short span of time. And we are also starting a mentorship, free mentorship session where the juniors can connect with seniors. So probably you will have a link in the description. You can join the channel for now, and this is just the beginning. So stay tuned. You will get very much helpful resources and videos, and also direct connect for one-to-one mentorship at free of cost. So this is most useful for the introverts who really can't reach out or talk much. So yeah. Thank you for now.